Big Phil's scared and he needs a hug because Ryan Kent is not on his way back to the Glasgow Rangers, but back to Big Stevie Cool 1872. And according to the Gazzetta Fatan, sounds Italian. The Italian stallion. It's been a while since we've had an Italian player in it. But yeah, enough about Italian style and rocky references, the mispronunciation of Italians. We've got news about Ryan Kent, and the deal won't be happening, and it's down to a simple reason like this. Ryan Kent's salary demands are too much for Rangers after initial talks about a return to Ibrox for the 2000... Stevie! Relax, breathe, deep breaths. Whoa. For the 27-year-old winger, who will be allowed to leave Fenerbahce on loan in January, only 6 months after leaving the Scottish Premiership club. It's weird, right? You hear these talks about Kent and Jota, right? Maybe it's just our media spinning a wee web here. Web of shite. But every time I look, they're always like in the squad. Or like playing. Now, if it's like a Rebo, yes, he's literally been frozen out at Southampton. Like, make no mistake about it, Rebo has like barely had any sort of minutes at Southampton. And it's a weird one. Like, Kent has actually had minutes at Fenerbahce. Well, Rebo's not really, but I would much rather take a Rebo back than Ryan Kent. I'd love a Rebo back. I get the whole argument. You don't want to go backwards, right? And to be honest, I've spun that with Kent. I don't want to go backwards. Honestly, I don't really want to sign Ryan Kent. Now, Celtic were linked with him, which I don't think there's much in that. I think it's just BS. But I'd much rather us get Ryan Kent back on loan than him go to Celtic. Because honestly, could you imagine? I mean, it's bad enough thinking about Luis Palma scoring a goal against us, or him scoring crucial goals. But imagine Ryan Kent, the former Rangers man, going to Celtic and scoring crucial goals to win them games towards a league title, despite the fact that you never really did that for us, Ryan. I mean, 55, alright, fair play to you. That first game of the season, that set down a marker, his goal against Aberdeen. I'll not forget things like that, but it would be a bit soul-destroying if that happened. And let's just talk about his salary demands. I don't know what he was on necessarily at Rangers, but all I know is at Fenerbahce it's going to be a lot more money, and they seem like the sort of club that's not going to be able to, or not want to, loan him out unless the whole wage is getting covered. Because let's be real, right? He's going to be on a lot since he was signing on a free. There is Premier League clubs that are interested in Ryan Kent, and they find it much easier to pay the full whack, the full fee, the full 100% of the wages rather than us. Now, we did sign Aaron Ramsey. I take that. I get that. We did. And to be honest, I think, here, who knows how football's going to change over like the next 100 years, right? But with the way the Scottish game's going, and I just don't think there's ever going to be serious money pumped into it, I think that Aaron Ramsey deal is going to be looked back at as like, wow, that was fucking bizarre. I think because just the simple fact how much he was on a week, and he was a Juventus player, and let's not kid ourselves, as bad as Ramsey was, and he has receded, not like his hairline or anything, his hairline's pretty alright, but when he signed for Rangers, it was massive. We all remember it. Celtic fans used to remember it too. It went tits up, admittedly, but Aaron Ramsey was the first player joining this league with actual, quality, a proper top talented player. Now, I'll admit, at Juventus, it's not like he ever really got to show that, but at Arsenal, the guy was great. He just far too many injury pros, and I'm not suggesting for a minute that the guy was world class, right? I think it was at the 12-13 season, right? He was literally unplayable. He was the best midfielder in the world for like a period of that season. So I believe he got injured in March of 2013. But if you remember that season, right? That's like one of the seasons the streets will not forget. All that pish. Aaron Ramsey was great that season. I remember he came back. I remember watching Match of the Day. I mean, that's about 10 years ago now, against Norwich. The follow he did at the back post, right into the top left hand corner. That Aaron Ramsey. If we signed that Aaron Ramsey, I think we'd have won the Europa League and then won the Super Cup and probably pumped Celtic to a treble as well, but we didn't. And yeah, we move on. We move on. But anyway, guys, enough about Aaron Ramsey. I've banged on about him. I don't think it's worth it for Kent. Even if we could afford the wages or whatever, I just don't think. I just don't want him. That band-aid has been ripped off, and I don't want another plaster.